It's November 13th and it's 23 degrees outside. I'm not ready for this. You know what this means, right?
Winter is coming.
Yeah, and here in central Pennsylvania, winter gets pretty freaking cold. I mean, not as cold as some of the way northerners, but it still gets pretty cold here. Anyway. I didn't post a video last week because I didn't think I had enough footage. Then I went back and looked at the footage and realized I had enough for 2 episodes. So, even though it's 26 degrees right now, we're gonna jump back to last week when it was warm and I was doing stuff. Now. We are officially putting the brakes back together. We're gonna start with the passenger side wheel cylinder. I have to work my way backwards, so I'm gonna put the wheel cylinders on, then the brake lines on, then go to the master cylinder. Because of the type of master cylinder bleed kit that the master cylinder came with, it doesn't really matter which order we work in, but this is the order we're gonna do. The brake system is going back together. Let's do it. Let's check this stuff out. This stuff, these are the springs and the pins that I threw in that cleaning vinegar. And honestly, I guess I assume maybe they've been in there for about 2 weeks. I'm not sure, but we're gonna see how well they cleaned up because this stuff is gonna go back on too. Check this out. This is insane. This cleaning vinegar, it works pretty good. The rust just comes right off of this stuff. There's the pins. I probably will, before I actually get this thing on the road, we'll just buy new brake hardware kits. But for the sake of moving this thing around the driveway and stuff, this stuff's going back on. Here are the screws that hold in the wheel cylinder. Man, this stuff is just, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So there's a little something to think about. Pick up some cleaning vinegar. It's cheap. And if you're working on something or disassembling something, let the parts soak in this stuff for the duration of the time you have it apart. Because it does a pretty good job. And like, look, I did very little. Look at that. That rust comes right off. I bet you I could go rinse this stuff in water and they would look almost brand new. That's incredible. Cool. Real quick, I mentioned in the last episode that was up, not last week, but the last episode that was up, that I was working on a video soaking a part in cleaning vinegar. So I wanted to show you real quick what I'm working on. I'm not going to show you what it looks like yet. I haven't pulled it out, but coming soon, we're going to see what this part here, oh God, look at that. The bag came off. Inside there is a part from this car. I'm not going to tell you what it was. But that's been soaking for 3 weeks now in cleaning vinegar. And it looks like it's sitting in an acid bath, which I guess technically maybe it is. Anyway, we're going to pull that part out in a week. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be pretty cool, I think. Back to the brake assembly. This was the side I pointed out in last week's episode that when I took it off, all that was in here was the wheel cylinder. There were no springs, shoes, anything. So I am going to have to order that hardware, but for now I can get the wheel cylinder in here. I figured there'd be brake fluid in there. Apparently not. Another wheel cylinder out. I'm just going to go through and cut every single one of these heads off of the brake lines because every single one of them has been rusted to the line and they're a pain in the butt to get off. I'm done wasting time with them, so they're just all getting cut off. All the brake lines have been cut. The next thing I want to do here is remove this distribution block here. I want to take it out so that I can remove what's left of the lines there. Now, I'm going to be honest, this brake stuff has not been the most exciting stuff to come out and work on, but it is necessary. I've said before, I got to get this thing running and rolling, and that includes part of getting it running and rolling is getting the brakes working, so gotta keep that in mind. But I'd be lying if I said that this kind of stuff is incredibly exciting. But you gotta do it. And it's time in the garage, which, you know, that's a plus. We're just gonna go straight to the flame. I'll hold it with vice grips. And see if we can get this off. Oh, there we go. All right, that's one. I'm hoping enough heat has been transferred up around here that I can just get these ones off like this. Get a little bit, yeah, better, yeah. Oh yeah, there's one right. There we go. I don't have to buy, I don't know, it's probably maybe a $15 part. I don't know. That's 15 bucks that's still in my pocket. Woohoo! So I looked it up online and we can use cleaning vinegar for this. It says mix 2 parts water with 1 part cleaning vinegar for brass. So, well, it says vinegar. This is cleaning vinegar, but I do want to clean this up, and I am definitely on a cleaning vinegar kick, so that's what we're gonna do. Drop that in there and start swishing it around. All right, I'm gonna let this soak in here. We'll come back to this. I don't really feel like scrubbing tonight. Change of plans. I'm switching it up here a bit. I have to do the work on the front suspension, and I actually want to get that done before I start reinstalling the brakes, at least on that side. And the front suspension work is going to be a little bit more fun, so in order to keep my interest peaked and stay motivated, we're going to switch gears to that. So, new plan. Don't fall in love with the plan. Right here is where the lower control arm busted. It was like that when I bought the car. This stabilizing link here attached to the lower control arm and the sway bar is busted as well. It's snapped here. I'm kind of hoping this is actually going to be a reasonably quick procedure if all goes well, because I think all I need to do is remove this castle nut and disconnect the stabilizing link and remove this bolt, and it should be a matter of just bolting in the new control arm. Now the sway bar may be bent. I don't think it is, but it's possible when I go to put all this back together that it's bent. So yeah, we're about to find out. There's a new control arm in here somewhere. Parts. Shoot. Here it is. Found it. All right. Looks correct. Amazon said it was correct. It must be correct. Through. All right. Not much holding it on at that point. I'll be back. All right, well, I happen to just make a whole lot more work for myself, but that cotter pin would not come out. So I ended up trying to cut it out, and you can see here I actually removed some of the castle nut as well, and at this point I'm just gonna put the impact wrench on it and see if we can't get this thing out. All right. Yeah, it's coming off. Sweet. There she is. Now, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to hold the bolt on the other side, but we're gonna try breaking it loose and hope that bolt head is rusted on there good enough that I can break this loose real quick. And here we go. Okay, so in order to get that bolt out, I'm gonna have to unbolt and remove the cross support there. This is gonna have to be a job for tomorrow or some evening. I can make a lot of noise, or in the day, but at this point I'm just gonna call it quits for the night. Oh, let's go check on the distribution block. I don't really see any reason why I couldn't let this continue to soak. Maybe I'll hit it with the brush here quick and see if I can get it cleaned up. Not too bad. That cleaning vinegar has been really awesome so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna get this all cleaned out and blown out. Call it a night. Okay, before the vlog is over, an update on where I am with everything. Because the episode you just watched was in the past, and now we're in the future. But when you watch it, it'll be in the past. It's mid-November. I was hoping originally when I started back in July that I would be doing body work by November. Didn't happen, but we're making progress. It's getting colder outside. I'm hoping to have the brakes and suspension finished up by beginning of December, because I still need to buy some more parts, so I need December's budget to wrap up the car. And hopefully maybe by the end of December, beginning of January, we can be cutting sheet metal and doing body work. I don't have a whole lot of experience doing that stuff, so it's gonna be interesting, but can't wait to get there. Still making progress. It's freezing cold, but I will bundle up and weld in the cold weather out here, I think. So anyway, that's where we're at with everything. Still chugging along, keeping at it, so until next time guys, take care.